I'm adding a new DIY paver pad for my grill. I'll show you how to lay the pavers from start to finish, and it's all next on Home Pro Hero. Hey, although my project's small, probably a 3x3 or a 4x4 pad for my grill, you can use pavers on about anything, including patios, walkways, driveways, a place where your trash cans sit, AC unit, stoops, steps. And the beauty of it all is, it's DIY, so you're paying a fraction of the price that you pay a contractor to come out to do that. And the look is phenomenal, and they'll last forever. And you're gonna do a great job because no one cares about your property more than yourself. The reason for my pad today, it's real simple. The grill's in the way. I need a designated permanent home for it, and this is a great solution. It'll also give me a clear pathway from my back screen imports to my patio, my pavilion smokehouse, other areas in the backyard. Stick around the end. I'll tell you how much it cost and how long it took me. Let's get to work. So when it comes to the materials for the paver pad, it's real simple. I went to Menards, but you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's. I think they all sell the same stuff, but essentially they have it in steps. So you need step 1, which is the paver base. It's actually numbered, step 1. You need leveling sand, which is step 2. And then the third step is actually the sand that you put in the cracks between the pavers. When it comes to pavers, they can try and tell you all day long that you can get a better paver at a professional stone place, but honestly I got these pavers from Menards and they've worked great so far, and they're a fraction of the price. I'll be shocked if there's any difference other than the price. You need some edging, pretty cheap, and some stakes to go with it. Not too tough. There's a few tools we need, but we'll cover those as we get into the project. The most important tool is labor. A lot of labor. It's the hardest part of the project, but the satisfaction you get by doing it yourself and the way it looks, can't beat it. So this is the area that I'm working in. I'm gonna try and work off the existing patio and just feather right on back. I'm gonna try and squeeze maybe a 4x4, a 3x4, or a 3x5 pad in here without being too close to the house for obvious reasons. What I need to do is I need to remove some vegetation, basically 3 hostas, and also move that light out of the way for now. I'll put the light back when I'm done and then start removing the ground. Now how much ground do I have to remove? A lot of ground. So the base should be about 4 to 6 inches for a patio slash walkway. No one's gonna be walking on this. It's gonna have a grill sitting on it. So I'm going with 4 inches of base. You'll top that off with 1 inch of sand, and then you'll follow it up with a 2 1/4 inch paver. So about 7 inches is what we'll take out. And you always wanna take out at least to the sides and to the back more than you need, because you gotta have room for the edging. So paver pad, we're gonna come straight off here. Roughly, let's go 5 feet. I think it's right through here. Let's go 30 inches back. So 30 inches back, about right there. And this is just rough. And about right there. So connect the lines. Okay, so that's gonna be our pad right there. Not a huge pad, right? So we gotta make sure we have room for the pager edging. So with that said, I think we're gonna take out about like this. We'll take out about like that. But we're gonna take out over here. Let's just take that out too. Okay, so we're taking out the outside square with the hopes of doing the inside square. Okay, so here's the old-fashioned way. How I did the rest of the patio and the walkways and all that good stuff is I ran a line with the top of the pavers here to over there. That's level, right? Then all you gotta do is measure down to make sure you got 7 inches. I got about 7 1/4 right there, 8 there, 7 1/2 there. So I'm definitely low enough there. You gauge that and you kind of go over here. It looks like I'm deeper over here. Not a big deal if you're deeper than you need to be, but you definitely want to be deeper than not deep. Keep in mind, if you're not tying into another patio, like most people won't be, you won't have to do the step of tearing off the edging and all that good stuff. Bingo. Here it is. All right, I use this tapper. I'm not sure what the weight is. I don't know, you get it at Lowe's or Menards. I've had it forever. You don't use it very often, but it's actually gonna smash all the crumbles and all that down in the ground. So we're ready to lay the base. Woo, that was some work. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of work actually, but hey, it's done. So all we gotta do is lay 4 inches of base, not a big deal. I'll tap it about every 1.5 to 2 inches, so 2 taps in between. I might spray a little water on that first layer just to get it nice and firm, but you'll see how nice and flat we'll get it here in a minute. I never said that this would be easy work, that's for sure. It's hard work, but I'm telling you, the wow factor is huge. When people come over, it is well worth it at that point. It is what it is. I mean, you can pay a contractor thousands and thousands of dollars to do that, or you can do it for, you know, $200 or $300. Hundreds are a lot better than thousands, right? Well, you know, this is a small project. Honestly, it's really small compared to the overall project. I'm gonna go ahead and get that one out of there. Hopefully it's not too tough. I guess I've never really taken one out. I'll take one of these. Yeah, they're in there. Okay, here they come. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm gonna take this one out because this is my original one. Anyways, I'm gonna cut into the sand a little bit here. And keep in mind, I'm tying in, so a lot more work here. If you were just doing it on a regular one at home, you wouldn't have to go through all this work of making sure you're coming off level. All you gotta do is make sure that these are in the ground level. So about like that is where that one wants to be. I'm a little high. If I put one of these pavers on, you can see how much higher I am right there. They don't come off. They're not too hard to get out of there. Actually, all these need to come out. So then let's bury this one. Same way. About like that. Not too bad. Okay. So then all we got to do is level from front to back. We're a little bit high, but I think I want to be a little bit high there. How about this one? Oh, that one's right on the money. Super lucky. I just put a board across here to bridge the difference because my level's not long enough. Long story short is we are high here like expected. So what I want to do is I want to raise this back up just a tad bit. Now I've got some pitch going that way. So essentially, because we're high down there and now we're high here going to here, it should all kind of go like that more than likely. I do have to take a few more out of here, the cut pieces, so I can tie in seamlessly. I guess we'll go ahead and lay the sand now. Now keep in mind the base doesn't compact because I've compacted the heck out of it already. The sand's going to have some give. We're going to put that in nice and level with the pipes, and then we'll pull the pipes out and we'll put the sand where the pipes were and make it all nice and level, and then we're ready to lay pavers. And all you got to do is use a 2x4 or whatever you got laying around. You can see right there. And all you're going to do is screed off the top of that 1-inch pipe. Remember, we're going wider than we want. We'll just put a little bit on here. Okay, let's reverse it here. All that's extra sand for the most part. All right, we gotta get the excess sand out now. So we'll just kind of eyeball this. I'm just using a drywall trowel or a drywall tool here. Okay, now you're thinking probably all the hardest part's gotta be taking the tubes out. It really isn't. The sand's really easy to work with. Just like that. And then use this leftover sand, fill in the holes. Just want to make sure that I'm tying in. Obviously, you probably won't be tying in. Maybe you will be, who knows. Just make sure your minimum sand at this location, because we got to tie in right there. There we go. Boom. The bed's done. So here's the pavers. One's a 6x9 and one's a 6x6, right? It's called mustard K or K pattern. It's basically, it uses 70% the big ones and then 30% the little ones. But all we're gonna do is start laying, and all you're gonna do is click and then drop, right? Just like that. So that's that one. You can see I'm a little high right there. Not a problem, we'll bring her down. Same thing here, click and drop. Just like that. There's two sides of these too. There's a rough side, smooth side. The rough side's cooler, so we're using that. Like that, boom. Just like that. So now the little 6x6. Sometimes you get turned around on it. Just make sure everything's lined up nicely, and you just go to town on it. So then here, the sand's gonna lock everything together, so you don't have to go too worried about this. And all you're gonna do is make sure you drop them straight down in the sand. Like that. And then you double check your lines, like right there. pretty flush. And you can take them back up, put more sand down if you screw up. And then back over to here. Here I'm tying into the old one. Click it, drop it, right? I like this pattern, it's kind of cool. Plus it uses a lot of the big ones, so it goes by pretty quick. I think it's pretty common too. So here I am tying in the old. Boom. That's why I like pavers. You can tie them in and it doesn't cost an arm and leg because you're doing it yourself. Once you get them in the sand, you can actually walk on them. It was intimidating when I did the whole sidewalk in the patio area, and it was even more intimidating when I tied it in the pavilion. But it wasn't so easy, that's why I'm tying this in. It's not that tough. And if you got more cracks in between other ones, you're not going to notice it as soon as we put the sand in there, or polymer, I think it's called. Once again, there's a calculator on Menards, and I'm sure the other places have it too, where you can determine how many of these pavers you need. They cover so much per square feet. Okay, I got to keep in mind I'm doing a border too, so I can't go too nuts, even though I want to. It's so fun. I love these pavers from Menards. It's query gray is what the color is. I am going to have to use the old ones. I think I'm going to run out, but not a problem. That's why they're there. There's nothing wrong with them. I got to clean them up though. This one we're going to go ahead and lay. Let's make sure we're in the zip code. Like that. Cut a piece there, not a problem. Okay, pick them up the same way you put them in. Now here we're going to go like this. Like that, right? Cut piece, cut piece. You know what? That one has to come out. Surprised I didn't catch that. This one has to slide out here like this. There we go. Now I need a square right there. Here's a square. Yep, perfect. You kidding me? Yes, sir. Look at that. Huh, not too many cuts. So I've got one cut there, two, a sliver there, 3, 4, 5 cuts. And I like the way it's tied in. What do you think? You like it? The glasses, the mask, the earmuffs, a must. We're using Old Glory, my old circular saw, handed down throughout the family. It can handle this and I can destroy it. I really don't care. But anyways, we're using these gator blades. They're like $2.99 a crack. You'll go through them pretty quick. And it's dusty. If you're doing a lot of these, I would definitely use a wet saw, what I do with my bigger projects. But for 3 or 4 cuts, this works perfect for any kind of retaining wall block or paver or whatever you want to call it. Woo! That sucked. There it is. Not too bad. Like I said, for 2 or 3 cuts, it's not bad, but you don't want to make a whole job out of it. Okay, I used the circular saw to get this cut. It came out okay, but I got to get inside there. That's where my newest tool comes into play. The grinder I used on the thin brick video that I did. Works like a champ. Masonry blade on that from that particular project. And not too bad. Got real lucky. This one right here, it actually fits pretty good right in there. Good enough, right? Haha. Easy cut. Hopefully the last best piece ever. Hope it fits. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it works. Time to put the paver edging on. That keeps them in place. Before I hammer them down with the hammer, I want to make sure they don't slide around. But this is pretty wide. I've got a corner over there I need to chew out, maybe a little bit over there to get all this fit in. But I'll cut it down to size, 2 short ones and a long one across the back. And then we'll backfill, and then we'll tap the pavers down with the hammer, and maybe the tapper too, and then we'll be ready for sand. Polymer sand, There's two different types. There's like a regular sand, then this polymer sand. This is supposed to be better, I guess. There's a lot of mixed opinions on that, so who knows. I used this before and it worked fine. I had a lot of leftovers, so I didn't have to buy it. This is the best part. Everything goes away and it becomes seamless. You don't want to waste this stuff. It's kind of expensive. Get some in there and then we'll vibrate it or tap it one more last time and sweep the rest of it in and we should be good to go. Okay, last step is the best step for today at least. So we're gonna go ahead and spray it down, let it dry overnight. We'll backfill tomorrow. Not gonna soak it. All we're doing is get it wet. Doesn't take much. Get it wet, let it dry. It doesn't take long at all. That's about it. Boom. The DIY paver pad is complete. My grill's out of the way and it has its new permanent home. I love it. Turned out great. Even though today's project was about finding the perfect spot for my grill, pavers are super flexible. You can either start from scratch or add and expand like I did to create new spaces. As you saw in the video, I handled this project totally by myself, proving that you don't have to be a pro to get professional results, and you get it at a great DIY price. All in all, I had about 6 hours in the project, about $375. If you take away the $120 delivery fee from Menards, I'm under 300 bucks. At least now you have the idea of what it takes to lay pavers. And if you're inspired to create your own paver project, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to help. Don't forget to like the video, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.